Polyamorous, polyester. I don't want neither, okay, because polyester is cheap and polyamorous is just not my type of thing. But
You really try to play it off like polyester. I know what a polyester is.
no,
He was
no.
quick on his feet though.
I want a cotton relationship because that's the only material that I like to wear that ain't cheap.
I want one smooth as silk.
That too, I'll take that.
So you know I got to lean in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lean.
Hey,
Hey, how are you, Dream? How you, Tess?
doing good.
Hey, yes.
I haven't been yelling forever.
You
I
missed
know.
us last week. You didn't have time for us last week.
Life calls sometimes, you know. What's up, everybody? So we're here with another Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, please. And well, let's get started. So the first real scene, because we had a little scene with Amy taking a little photo shoot or something at a radio station, and Jessica burning some sage or doing some voodoo. And then we open up with Spice doing some shopping, and you know she's feeling really pressured to give everybody her best because she's been out of commission for a while, and she wants to show them that she still has it. So she calls on, I think his name was Roland, to give her something like special, and he comes up with like this, you know, blue alien superstar vibe type of corset, and it makes her extremely happy. Now they are sitting there giddy as hell, screaming, laughing, jumping, and here comes Shekinah showing up, asking, "Y'all all right?" You know. So they begin talking, and Spice catches her up on the confrontation between her and Mita. And you know, Shekinah basically feels that Mita don't want anyone around Spice, and she's gonna talk to her about it the next time she sees her. Any thoughts? I'll start with you, Dream.
I thought Spice looked really good in this scene. Like her hair, her makeup, she looked great. Hopefully the show goes well because I do understand she's not going to be able to move around as much as she used to, so she is going to have to come with it with the looks. Shekinah, she said, "Is everything okay? Y'all okay?" The way she comes into these scenes, I like her personality. And I'm happy that they became cool or they had talked about whatever they need to talk about to get back on the same page. Because I think that their friendship is a good friendship.
Yeah.
You're right, because the way she comes in every scene with that raspy little voice, like she'd been smoking a Newport right before she walked in, it's giving Dionne Warwick, you know. Tess.
I mean, I just, you know, for one, I will say, you know, Spice is still so dramatic. I know her injury and her issue, the everything she went through was a lot. But I mean, if you watch her videos, you know, she is high energy. She hits splits. She'll still be on a good show. You know, I think everyone is very aware of what happened. If they don't know, then this show is letting us know times 50 what happened to her and that they should just be okay, right? I think they'll be excited to see her. Now, as far as the little space alien superstar outfit, I was trying to see, I want to see what she wears it with because I don't know. I hope she, I mean, it just was literally some straps all around the body, a little Fifth Element, you know, to the current time in blue. So I mean, hey, Shekinah coming in was me. Y'all all right? Because I was watching the scene like,
You know what it reminded me of?
uh-huh.
Lyrica G walking in. What the hell is going on in here? That clip
That
we use
too.
all the time.
That too. Because I was not amused by it, but I'm glad that Spice seems like Spice was, and it seems like I like that her is it her assistant or is it her stylist? I don't know who he is to her.
The guy Roland. I don't know. I think he was a shop because she said bag it up for me. So
Okay.
maybe it's stylist. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he seems like he comes through for her, so I like I like that she has a great relationship, and I hope she truly, you know, values him. That's all I got.
That's all we needed.
Mm.
All right, and well, next we go to Jessica White. You know, she's at home with pain, and she's being made to go to the emergency room by her sisters. where apparently she's pumped with morphine. And then the next scene, we show her she's back at home, and her friend EJ pops up, and she reveals that she had 2 fibroids pressing on her ovaries. She speaks on Black women not getting proper medical care, and apparently she's had this for a while. And she speaks on her miscarriages and think that these may have contributed. And, she's starting to have some doubt as to whether or not she is supposed to be a mother. Tess?
Once again, like, we are hearing about this fibroid thing a lot on reality TV. I always give a shout out to Cynthia because she was the first person that informed me what a fibroid
Me
was.
too.
And never know anything about it. I am a man, so I don't think I would just know. That wasn't part of the birds and bees conversation. That was my mom. However, I mean, it adds another layer to her. We talked about her, having a miscarriage, and we was just like, maybe she dodged a bullet. I don't think she should be so hard on herself. This is a common thing that's happening with women from what I'm seeing on TV, and I'm sure if we're seeing it on TV a lot, I'm sure it's happening a lot across, amongst women all over, probably more common than we know. So I think she should keep her head up and just stay positive. She can still be a mom. It sounds like she's starting the journey of like the egg thing, freezing eggs, and even having a surgery. So I have prayers to her and her journey and being a mom, because she should not let this Nick Cannon thing wear her out. Like, she seems to wear her out every episode. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, it's common amongst Black women. However, it's unfortunate that she's going through that and that she felt like she's going through the pain. I'm happy that she had people there with her to help assist her, because I've heard stories of like people or women who like literally couldn't get out of the bed. They're in so much pain. So I'm glad that someone was with her, and she has sort of an understanding of what's going on with her body. But at the same time, I'm like tired of hearing Nick Cannon's name. I'm sorry. I'm tired of hearing Nick Cannon's name. And maybe she kind of did dodge a bullet, because they were talking about how he got all these other girls pregnant and she didn't sound happy about it. He was still probably going to get these other women pregnant, because clearly he's
still
doing whatever he's doing.
He's still getting them pregnant.
Right. So
he's had 2 pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, I might be pregnant. I don't know. I mean,
just by looking at the man, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just it's annoying that she keeps mentioning him instead of moving forward with her life, because that's her body. That has nothing to do with him anymore. She needs to deal with what she's given and move forward. I'm just really tired of hearing Nick Cannon's name, to be honest. He's not to blame for her having fibroids. Like, he's not.
No, and I think that I know that he's not to blame for it, but I also feel that he played a part in her feeling less than, like having a miscarriage and dealing with all that and seeing that he got other women pregnant during that time. Even though we know, and I agree 100%, Dream, I believe he still would have got 2 or 3 more girls pregnant at the same time. Her having had the baby wouldn't have stopped nothing, but in her mind, she thinks that's the reason why he went out, and did what he did. And I do want her to realize her self-worth more. She has a lot more going on for herself than being Nick Cannon's ex. Like, I honestly didn't even know that about her, to be honest, before this. I knew more about her career than I did about that. So she's bringing him to the forefront, but who knows? That could be one reason why she was cast. Yeah. And maybe they want her to talk about him. Nick Cannon, he has a relationship with VH1, so maybe they keep bringing him up.
She has a banging #1 song on the rise. That song, was it called? Put it in my mouth? Put it in your mouth. That song was going to go #1. I'm telling you. With the current generation and how they put stuff in #1, it will go #1 on some chart. Maybe not Billboard, but some chart.
So I'm going to combine the next 2 scenes because they were both pretty short. The first one, they arrive at the Cayman Islands, and Spice is very happy that the people are happy to see her. And she also looked great getting into the car from the airport. I thought she looked really good and happy. She had a glow. And so they head to the radio station with Shekinah, and she clears up all the rumors about her health. She's tired of clearing it up, but she feels that her fans need to know. And then her and Shekinah go to grab lunch, and they talk about Mita and Carly again. And then the next scene is, Luciana is having a fun event with her sisters. They're doing some kind of painting with water guns. And Amy realizes in that moment that their mother is probably the problem between them. Her sisters agree, and the other sister agrees to still work with Pretty Kitty. And Amy tells them that her mom will not manage her music anymore, but she can still be involved with Pretty Kitty. And Amy also reveals that Chaotic kissed her. So, Tez, I'll start with you.
I have a lot of thoughts about these two scenes, actually. One, I will say that I'm glad Shekinah in that scene, even though Spice was going in on Mita, and what happened, in this moment, Shekinah did say that, my issue was never with Mita, even though she comes back and says differently later, but she says, my issue was not with Mita, and yours shouldn't be either. Your issue should be with, Carly trying to steal your friend. So she was trying to direct some of that energy away from Mita. I think in this moment she was trying to be like, girl, that's your friend. She has been there for you, blah, blah, blah. So I like hearing that. Now for this sister scene, I said this 2 episodes ago. I said that this issue is really with the mom. However, Amy kind of included herself when she did make those comments about her sister, and saying that y'all don't work as hard as me. So it's interesting that she's kind of like backtracking now and trying to make it seem like, we always have a good time together. Like, let's not make it about us. Let's make it about the mom. To me, we're going to talk about this scene later, but I just feel like Amy, she just kind of all over the place with where she is and how she, her stance on it. Because if I was in this scene, I would have had a good time with the spray bottles, whatever they were doing with the paint. But I would have definitely confronted her on the comment that she made about, because yes, you're trying to make it seem like, mom does not let us be kids, whatever this is. It's like she does all these things, and that the issue is that the mom does not support them as much. That's not my issue. But you made a very pointed comment, to them directly, telling them that y'all don't work as hard. So I thought that was kind of crazy. Maybe it did come up later. Maybe they didn't catch it, but I would have definitely made it a thing to say something to her like, well, you did say, so what was that about? Because I want to know, why would you say that? That's just me.
Okay. Anything on the oh, never mind. Nothing about the kiss. Kissing your man.
I know, but you know what? He's weird. He's very weird in so many ways. Even though I don't find him attractive, but he has an energy that's been like, ooh, let's go to the bathroom.
Get some hair flag.
Yeah, it's something about him, but I don't find him like attractive. He's not unattractive, but he's not like, ooh, please climb my back, things like that. But I just feel like she be acting like I don't want attention. He be flirting with me, and then she be welcoming it. She just needs to just go in and go for it. I mean, she's trying to not blur the lines, because that is like the person that is supposed to be like her brother, and he's working with her and kind of helping her on the come up. But that kiss, I mean, her it was a peck, right? But
yeah, but I agree with you. I think it's all those things that I think she's trying to also not blur that line, because she know he a dog.
Oh, I mean, maybe,
I like that in this scene. Well, with Shekinah and Spice, that Shekinah even told her, she's like, no, I think Mita is your friend. She is your friend. I was just pointing out that Carly's stealing your friend. So Shekinah sees it. The viewers see it. So Spice is overreacting. Mita's her friend. She has the problem with Carly. That's the real issue. But as far as the sister scenes with Amy has so much energy for her sisters. I think I said that in a couple of reviews ago. She was very rude with saying like, oh, you need to work harder. No one's talking about that. They're talking about mother's attention. Mom can see me more than 20 minutes. Just because this sister calls doesn't mean you need to jump and leave. Like, you can wait 30 more minutes. That's pretty much what the sisters were saying. So I'm glad that I don't know, maybe behind the scenes, the sisters like had a conversation with her, because they didn't show it to us, but I'm glad she came to the conclusion that, girl, it ain't about you. It's really not about you. It's about our mother and the time that we are asking for our mother. And you're our sister, so you should need to hear us out on that end. But as far as the kiss, Amy wanted that kiss because she was like, when she was cold, he had his hands on her. She's like, ooh, keep him there. Ooh, ooh. She likes the attention. She wants him to, in my opinion, I feel like she wants him to just be more vocal and direct rather than being goofy. But that's my opinion.
You know, I hear both of you in saying that Shekinah said that her energy should be directed towards Carly because Carly's the one trying to steal her friend. But at the same time, you can't steal someone from somebody. They go willingly. And, you know, Mita has definitely gone willingly. And me, if I'm that close with somebody and they're doing my friend wrong, I don't necessarily have to have a problem with you, but I'm not going to be with you all the time like that. You know what I mean? Like, because if I've seen how close you claimed you were with my close friend and then you started moving funny like that, I already know you're going to do that to me too. And especially Carly has a history of doing that she's fallen out with every single person on the show. Man, woman, co-star, guest star, cameraman, chef, random chef. Carly's falling out with everybody. So I still hold Mita equally as accountable there. And Spice should definitely continue to have some smoke for her until she gets, you know, some real understanding. With the whole Amy thing, I agree with y'all. I'm sick of her saying that to her sisters, y'all don't work as hard. I don't think Amy worked that hard. I think her mother did all the work, and Amy's reaping the benefits, and that's why Amy's able to be so successful. Huh?
Do we know where she stands in terms of age of her sisters?
No, she looks a little, maybe like, I don't know.
I thought she was younger.
You know what? I feel like Raydell, well, whichever the other one, not the one that said she was leaving the pretty kitty.
The one who got the tattoo shop?
I feel like she may be the oldest.
I can see that.
My assumption. I don't know.
I think so.
I feel like she's actually the older sister.
I can see that. So yeah, and I agree with y'all. She definitely wants that kiss. She's just kind of probably embarrassed to admit it that she actually wanted it. All right. So next scene, Jessica White meets with a doctor, and she's happy there's a black doctor because she feels she'll be taken seriously and, you know, not just generalized or brushed to the side. And they talk about her reproductive health, and they talk about her fibroids a bit. And the doctor does reveal that the fibroids, they could have contributed to the miscarriages, but not necessarily 100% guaranteed that that's what did it. But, you know, Jessica's very nervous about wanting to know if she can have more children, and the doctor does reveal to her that she can, and that, you know, she's very fertile after the first 6 months, during the first 6 months of having the surgery. Anything there? Dream? No.
I agree with going to like a black doctor. As a woman, I've been told that like when you're pregnant, to try to find a black doctor because they'll look out for you in a way that others probably won't.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem in our country, like for real. Like I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, we've seen it on Married to Medicine where they talk about it because they've experienced it themselves.
I was surprised we didn't see Dr. Simone or Dr. Jackie. I just knew that's who she was gonna be talking to because that's who everybody talks to in Atlanta.
Maybe they couldn't go on VH1.
Yeah. They've been on every other shows, but you're probably right. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, NBC probably own all the other networks they've been on. So.
Probably so, yeah.
So now we get to the infamous showdown with Amy and her mama. You know, it was in this scene that I noticed when they were smiling at each other. I really noticed they look alike, especially in the mouth area. But Amy meets up with her mom that tells her that Texas was so great, and it was great because she wasn't there. And she is free to fall back. And the mother takes offense to it, which I would have took offense to it hearing it that way too. But Amy says what she means is, I want you to know that things run well when you're not around and you don't have to worry. Amy says, you know, that the mom has to spend more time with her kids. She let them know that with her sisters, and she let her know that, you know, we got together, we had an event without you. And the mother was happy to hear that they spent time together. But then when she found out that they were talking about her and her being too involved in Amy's business, she said that this dinner is over. And she got up and left saying that they is ungrateful. Dream, what did you think about that?
I don't think that Amy's message landed the way that it was supposed to. She was saying in her confessional, my management team, I have management, I have a new team. She didn't say, well, as far as the clips that they showed us, She may have said it, who knows, but from what they showed us, she didn't say anything about, hey, I have a management team now, like you can help my sister since I have more help over here. She didn't do that. She told her everything went good because you were not there. Thank you for not coming. We don't need you there because everything is better when you're not there. That's pretty much what she said. So I would have got up and left too.
And I met with my sisters and we decided we don't need you no more.
Yeah.
She said, and I talked to my sisters and they need you to 100% get off of my stuff. Just the other day, you were fighting for her to be on your stuff. Now you're telling her that you want 100% off of you. Girl, make up your mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of, it's frustrating because you're right, because what she said in her confessional is not what she was telling her mama. I would have been on the defense instantly. I would have probably threw a glass of water in her face. I wonder if the mama makes all of them nervous and they just get flustered and don't know what to say. They don't know how to handle her. But couldn't be me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, Taz?
I will just say that when she did say you all are ungrateful. Now, as a person, as we know, we all have parents, right? You know, when a parent tells you you're ungrateful, that hits like almost like they're saying, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. You know, it hits you because it's like, you know, there are instances where we can be ungrateful, right? But at some point, you know, as we become adults, our moms and parents have to they have to take us off their titty. You know what I'm saying? I think that she can still find a way to be around her children. It just sucks that, you know, maybe she has been attached to them for so long. She's helped them so many ways. So I get it, you know, but she will probably, you know, in that moment, the way that it was delivered, she didn't receive it well. But if she sat down and it's done in a different way, I don't know what kind of way it could be done because she's already on the defense and it was delivered so poorly from Amy in this moment. I think she'll hear and be like, okay, you know, she can. It's not that they don't want her to be a part; they just want her to, you know, be a little less involved. Amy, it seems like her mom has done a lot for her, so I think she should probably be the last person to be saying, "Get off." You know, I'm good. It went well without you because I'm pretty sure her mom is not at every studio session. She's not at every video shoot. She's not as involved as she's making it seem like. She's honestly probably cutting a check. She's probably giving her this, giving her that, but I don't think she's as involved. So, I mean, yeah, but I think her mom, you know, her mom will come around. But the ungrateful thing hit me like, okay, like now I think they being ungrateful. You know, they just had a bad messenger for one, but they want you to just know that we're doing okay. You can chill out. We got this. Like you got us a good start, a head start on everything. Let us, you know, flourish a little without you, but still be a part of our journey.
If I'm the sisters and I'm watching this scene later on TV, I'm gonna still get more offended because here's Amy telling you that you can. It's not like you're not gonna be not busy. Like we're telling you, you don't do this anymore so that you can come help us. Why don't you want to give us the same help that you've given her? It's almost like you don't believe in us. You only believe in her, and it wouldn't go over well for me if I was one of them and I saw this play out later on TV.
But I feel like the mom used the word ungrateful to Amy because you were just asking for, you have these businesses, you have multiple businesses as compared to your sisters. You want me to spend my time with you, with your businesses and to help you out. You're clearly telling your other sisters that you need more time, you need my help more. And then 5 minutes later, you're telling me you want nothing from me. That kind of is being ungrateful. Like you're asking for me and then you're telling me to get away. Like, girl, what? You're taking me for granted. I literally could have been over here with my other daughters, but I'm deciding to take your feelings into consideration and help you out. Now you're tossing me to the side. I don't know.
But do she want to be there for the other daughters? Because she still say I'm not backing down. So do she want to be there for the other daughters? I don't think she do.
It seems, honestly, it gives that Amy may be her favorite, you know, unintentionally be her favorite.
Or the money cow.
Or the money cow. I want to see all these businesses that she has outside of going, you know, doing South on Southwest. Because, you know, I mean, South on Southwest is a big thing. Is it South by Southwest? Does it right?
Yeah, South by Southwest.
It's a big thing.
Southwest Airlines.
She was so okay. Southwest Airlines. That's what I keep thinking. Southwest. They got a sale right now. Want to get away?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see what the mom feels, but Amy is all over the place. She's not consistent. The way she sat before, it just sounds like she just kind of was like, you know what, I'm about to lose my sisters here. And she very much, I mean, I don't know, with the one daughter said that she was going to back up and not be helping, it almost sounds like she kind of want to bring her on to help her more. I don't know. When she was kind of telling her how much she need this and has this and got all this going on, it's almost like she was selling her an opportunity to the other sisters to come do her. And she just said that she didn't want to be a part of Pretty in Pink or whatever it's called.
Pretty Kitty.
That's what it's called. Pretty Kitty.
I'm glad you said, because I was going to say Pretty P. So I'm glad you corrected.
Child, something with the pink.
Yeah, she just don't want her mama helping. She don't want her mama around. I get it.
That too. I don't know.
Especially with chaotic.
Yeah.
So, well, on the next scene, we see Spice is getting glammed up for dinner. Angel and Simba have arrived, and I Simba's a pretty girl to me.
Yeah.
I like, and they get a FaceTime from Mita, and Mita says, "I have arrived." They all look at each other like, "What?" And so after a little back and forth, Spice tells her to come meet her at the restaurant. And Simba says, "Oh, so the stalker's here." And Spice says in her confessional that she's actually happy that Mita came and invited her to the dinner. What did y'all think of Simba's reaction?
Why did she call her a stalker? I thought Carly was a stalker, but I don't know. I feel like she did the most too.
But she knew she said, I mean, maybe she didn't hear. She said she was coming. She said, "I'm still gonna be in the Cayman." Mm-hmm. She said that when they was arguing. She said that. Maybe she didn't hear it, but
what she said?
"I'm still gonna be at the Cayman" as she was walking off. And so I mean, I don't, let people, people like Simba, whoever the other girl was, like, let them, people like that, they're good friends, but you be like, hey, look, just hush. You don't need an extra voice, trying to, especially where Spice is. Spice don't need that. It seems like what she has, maybe in Simba, whoever her other tribe,
Angel
is what she wants, completely like a yes man, like Dream said last week. And Mita seems to may have a brain of her own a little bit, like she can feel like she can still have a good friend with Spice, but also do other things, excluding Carly. So Simba, girl, shush. We don't need that right now. We trying to get them. They friends. I don't know what Mita got going on. Maybe we'll find out more about Mita. Maybe Mita is a shy little helper. I don't know. But what
I really don't like her name. So
Mita. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Mita. I didn't even think about it.
And I do agree with you, Cortez. I do think she, and you saying it last week, Dream, I do think she wants some yes men, because she don't have that in Mita, and she definitely don't have that in Shekinah.
No, that's why they butts heads with people that don't just kind of be like, okay, Spice, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, it's
it seemed like Shekinah pulls up on her every chance she get and tells her no or disagrees with her or is trying to check her.
She ain't never on the same page as her. She pull up, Spice could be saying the grass is green, and she's kind of gonna say, well, it may be a little blue, but hey, girl.
Spice goes, you should be staring at the grass that hard. You just had surgery.
Right. Right.
And what I will say in this scene, though, was you could tell Shekinah still kept true to her feelings that Mita isn't the problem just yet. She's still
in
this scene. She didn't have much to say. So in the next scene, we see that Scrappy pops up on Chaotic's new place. And I don't know if you caught this, Cortez, but that's definitely Atlantic Station. The Regal movie theater's right there. Hobnob is right next to it.
I didn't catch on to it because I was like listening. At the same time, like I was looking, but I was.
He lives right above it, like right across from Lush Nails.
Yeah, my old nail salon, baby. I used to go there all the time.
We used to go there together.
We did.
Chaotic reveals that he kissed Amy, and he begins to do a little demonstration for Scrappy. And in the confessional, Scrappy says, I'm looking at dude crazy because that ain't kissing. I don't know what was going on. He wasn't even using his lips. They talk about, Erica Banks as well. And Chaotic says until someone treats him like the king he is, he's going to have his way with any woman he chooses. And that can be Amy and Erica. And if they decide they both want to get serious about him, they can be in a polyester with them. Production tries to correct them. He says, I know what polyamorous and what polyester is. I said polyester because I'm gonna wear them both out. So he did some quick thinking on it. It was corny because you shouldn't be wearing polyester anyway, but and Scrap reveals that he talked to Erica, and Erica always said that she wasn't gonna take sides because they were friends first. But then she kind of pulled up on him and accused him of cheating, and Scrap says all a lie. Scrappy says he's getting divorced and has to figure it all out. And he's moving back into his mom's house in her garage.
Lord, not in the castle.
Anything else? Anything there, Tess?
This is just evident that there are always two sides to every story, because what she said happened versus what he said happened was way different. She said it was a peck or like a mwah, like a congratulations on your show type of kiss. He made it seem like it was a congratulations. Now let's go back to the room. Mm-hmm. I don't want a polyester or polyamorous relationship. That's just me. I'm not judging anybody. Polyester is cheap. Okay, it's not good fabric. Preferably if you into those type of things. And I don't believe that's what happened, because I just see who Chaotic is. As far as Scrappy, he did kind of come forth and say that Diamond has been over to his hotel room and stuff like that. He's still denying sexual relations, Bill Clinton. I don't really know. Like, if he is getting divorced, or in this moment getting a divorce, because they're not separated, right? They're still like together. I believe we confirmed it, right? Then he's well in his right, but don't, it'd be interesting if he does end up with Diamond. Because wasn't he just with Diamond at the BET Awards? I believe somebody said
he was.
I mean, I get it, music, but I'm just curious to know, did she go back to the hotel room then?
I'm sure. No, I'm just kidding.
Ted, when you talk about the polyester, I just want to answer the Shekinah video. I don't know nothing about that life.
I don't know nothing about
y'all over there. Go ahead.
In this scene, Chaotic kept true to himself when Scrappy started telling him about what Erica said about the baby thing with Diamond. Chaotic act like he didn't know a thing. What? Huh? I'm like, oh my gosh, hear this. I wonder how Scrappy's gonna feel when they watch this back, because that's supposed to be his friend. But regardless, Scrappy said that do y'all believe that they didn't do anything physical and that they just met up in a hotel?
No. Why do you meet up in a hotel? Why not meet up in the lobby?
In the bar.
Yeah, the bar. Well, I mean, come on. Hello.
They already have history. If I'm going to my ex's hotel room, I know what I'm going there for.
Yeah, you never want to put. I'm a firm believer of not putting myself in situations where there could be any type of assumption or any type of misunderstanding. And so,
Chris,
you put yourself when you put yourself in, you have to always be aware. You have to always be cautious of what you do, because this is how you get a Giselle and Chris, or this is how you get now people thinking people would be crazy not to think they didn't have sex, because I mean that's what we do. We human, so let's just not try to gaslight us. We ain't stupid. It's great.
Mm-hmm. No. I also agree with Chaotic to a degree. Like, I just didn't like the word choice that he used. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, I'm gonna get my way with her. I'm gonna get my way. I just didn't like that word choices. That kind of sounded like forced, but I know it's not forced. But if you're single, I believe if you're single and you want to talk to this person and this person and this person and this person, go for it. It's up to those individuals to like not entertain you, and as long as you're being honest then about you messing with multiple people, then I don't see an issue.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be honest though, but I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You know, it's that thing. If you ain't married, you're single, is what they say.
Most people don't know how to be honest, even when they have nothing to hide.
That's what Spice said.
They don't.
Yeah, and even when your like I've had friends who their partners have said, "Don't hide nothing from me." You know, I can. They still hide it.
They still they be like, oh, we can do an open relationship, and they be like, no, I don't want an open relationship, but then they out doing their thing, and this is like, but you had I don't get it.
Because basically, what that gives is you wanted to do what you want to do. You just don't want me doing it. Is what that gave.
That too, or you just a lying ass. Excuse me, my language.
You know, Dream. I actually, you know, I keep forgetting that it was Chaotic who told Erica, pretty much, basically. Like Erica Banks opened it up a little bit, but Chaotic started saying the rest. So you're right. I do want to see how this plays out later.
Yeah, he was there from the whole thing. He should have went straight to Scrappy after he heard Scrappy's mom say it. He was right there. I mean, but
and now about to go be sick
you know, man,
and eat her food. And eat her food. Mama D can't cook for me, so.
I still cannot get over Amy looking like Mama D. She does look like Mama D.
That tooth gonna fly out, and it might be in the food.
Not the tooth.
If she gonna singing while she cooking, it's a wrap. And so then for our final scene, we have Spice and her girls are at dinner. Mita arrives, and baby, they get right to it. Shekinah don't wait a second. Well, no, actually, first, Mita and Spice go at it first. Mita still doesn't understand the issue. And then while they're going back and forth, Shekinah just takes the time to jump in and brings up either the address was withheld from her. And Spice basically does a Miss Juicy and says, I can't take it. Right. And, you know, interrupts him, and she breaks down crying because she's not here for it, but also she's so nervous about her upcoming show, and she wanted this to really be a relaxing dinner. Don't know how she expected that when she told Shekinah, you address this with Mita as soon as you see her. As Shekinah said, I am. So Shekinah kept true to her word. Mita also says she feels ganged up on. So Spice gets up and walks away, and Mita follows her. And they have a nice little talk. You know, you can tell they really, really, really care about her. Each other, I mean. And Mita, you know, tells Spice that you ain't the only one that's been going through stuff. You know, it may not look like I haven't, but I have been too. And, you know, but she will always be there for her. And they hug it out. Dream?
Spice really is a Leo. And I know this because I'm a Leo. We're not the same 100%, of course, but I feel like Spice has okay, so the reason I say that is because you can tell that Spice cares about her friendships. You can tell that she cares about having Mita around during her, like, serious moments or whatever, but I feel like Spice could have communicated. I feel like she's poor. She doesn't communicate with her friends about her emotions during the time that the situation's happening, like to try to nip it in the bud. She'll wait until, like, she'll ignore it, or she'll ignore them and just prolong the situation and then blow up. I feel like if her and Mita had the conversation a long time ago, they could have been on better terms, but I'm glad that they were able to talk about it. I'm glad that Mita stuck with what she was saying. She's friends with Carly. Like, she wants to be there for Spice. She's going to be there for Spice regardless. That's why she went on the trip. So I have hope for them. And as far as Shekinah, you could tell she was kind of like waiting to jump in. She was like, speaking of the DR, like,
another thing.
she was waiting to, like, double that. She was waiting to jump in a lot, but I feel like Spice and Mita making up will be a good thing.
Yeah. So we don't have to hear about it no more.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there'll be more. There will be more to this. I think they won't let Mita get off so easily. Mm-hmm. You know, the whole time she was talking to Spice, and she was saying how she was going through things. I was waiting to hear what it was. You know, I thought she was going to say it was something medical or anything, but she didn't really say. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what she didn't have to say anything. I think that sometimes when we have our own things going on, we have to we can't just be so selfish of people's time, regardless of how close we are with people. You know what I'm saying? So she may have been on her deathbed and in a coma, but at the same time, like friends, she said she was there. She loved her. I think it was very sincere that she was there and that she was looking out for her. She was the only person that had all the information. So obviously she holds her close. Spice holds Mita very close. So I think the Spice should just look at this and just not be so um you can't put all of your issues on one person or anybody else. Like it's your issue. People can choose to be there for you. And I think that she was there for her enough. It may have looked crazy that she was with Carly, somebody that she's at odds with. That may be a side eye. I get that. But at the same time, the time Mita was giving dates and she was saying, this is March and I was with her in January, and Spice was saying, well, you just with her 2 days ago, and blah blah. But we're not speaking about all the current times and stuff like that. Like, if Spice should just really say, I don't. She said it earlier, but she should just say in this moment, listen, I am at odds with Carly. I would appreciate if you would not hang out with her. I don't know if Mita gonna receive it that way. I don't feel like Spice has said it that clearly, but because it's so many other things wrapped in it. You got Mita's her character being questioned, things like that. I think that's the approach Spice should take. But I think in this moment, she definitely, kind of reeled it back in and was just like, I do have a good friend. And I think she just maybe saw that there was no resolution that because they really did not, they kind of disagree to disagree on everything. They never really came to an understanding. But I think she does not want to lose Mita. I think she sees Mita as a valuable friend. And I think that's probably why she backed down, because oftentimes, even when we're in rah-rah, we get so blind because we're so upset. But then sometimes, like in this moment, I think it hit her that, I don't want to lose this person, especially over this. This is not a real big issue. Like, Mita didn't sleep with her man. Mita didn't take her insulin out of her arm. Like, she didn't do anything that was just like, oh my God. And we have to sometimes, as my friend always told me, is every battle is not every issue is not a battle. It shouldn't be. Sometimes you gotta just let stuff go.
I think you hit the nail on the head though, because when Spice is delivering the issue with Carly, she's tying it into Mita not being there for her.
Right.
And that's not the case at all. Mita has been there for her 100%. No friend has a right to tell you who your friends can and can't be. Nobody can tell you that. However, like you said, it is a side. If you kind of met somebody through me a little bit and you see how they've done me, why is it so hard for you to let that person go? But like you also say, she hasn't clearly communicated my issues with you hanging out with Carly at all. My issue is you've been hanging out with Carly and haven't been there for me. So, and that's not really the issue. The issue is she don't want her with Carly at all.
Exactly, because she has been there for her. I mean, she was there. If to be honest, Mita being the person that was with her during all this when it was like at its worst, I don't know if I could be mad at Mita like that.
While she was asleep, not even conscious. Like,
my conscience would tell me, you know what? Like, this person was here. Like, I look at things like that in my friendships, like how people have been there for me, whether it's good times, bad times, and that's how I weigh my relationships. Not time, not other things, but like, have you been there for me, and vice versa. Like, that to me determines a friendship for me. So
yeah,
I felt like she kind of told. I think Spice did tell her at the baby shower a little bit when she said, if I'm not talking to Carly, I don't want she's talking to Carly. When me and Carly make up, then you can talk to her.
Yeah, but Mita was on a defense because it was delivered yelling. Like, nobody really heard each other.
She says so many things. Like, when you have an issue, you need to stick to what the issue is, because when you start throwing in A, D, and Z, C don't mean nothing no more, because this is what you should have just kept it about
and
this.
B barely means anything.
Right. None of that, because all you hear is like, okay, so what is it really about? Because you've said 3 or 4 things. It's like, it's really about this, to stick to this. But sometimes it's hard to say that when you, like I said, so rah-rah.
And me, I shut down. If I'm being yelled at, I shut down. I don't hear nothing you say because I tune you out.
Yeah. I walk away.
I'm yelling back because now I got to come out of a corner. Now I got to fight back.
The episode didn't seem so great as I was watching it, reviewing it. Now, we did get some good stuff out of this episode.
Yeah, it's some good, good like talking pieces to talk about stuff. I mean, it's the same thing, which we're gonna keep hearing and hearing it. But
what show doesn't do that?
Right. Hello.
We about to get another season of it next year.
I haven't said Housewives of New Jersey.
It was a good. I feel like the subject matters were good, but I feel like for some people, for instance, Jessica, her situation is serious. It's a serious thing, but I cannot.
You can't connect.
I can't. I don't know why.
There's no personality there.
She's so dry.
She was giving me Joker vibes.
I feel like she's trying to be. I feel like she's not letting her wall down to be herself. I think that she's still trying to hold it. I'm going on Love and Hip Hop, but I got to make sure I still preserve my model image. I feel like she has that facade up.
She just has so many, like, not that she has, like, it's always so many things going on with her. Like, okay, first it was, she's trying to, it's Nick Cannon. And then she, is trying to be an artist and she don't like the song. And then she has fibroids. It's like, I want to, it seems like she's not a fun person to be around. I'm not saying she's not a good person, but she's not fun.
Even the first thing she wasn't when they were at the breaking thing.
Yeah, when you come on the scene and you come on a show like this, like, you need to let your personality show so we can know who you are. But all I see her as, it's Jessica White. That was with Nick Cannon, and she has fibroids.
And she knows celebrities because in every scene she brings one out. Like her friend EJ, I was like, isn't that? He's a hairstylist, right?
Yeah, he looks. I mean, he looks. He
looked very familiar to me, and that makes sense.
I was like, I don't know if he's the right one you need to be talking to about your trauma. Only thing I remember about never mind.
Yeah, no, Renee Rucci's been in one scene and has a more personality than Jessica White has had in all her scenes.
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit. I mean, she did look like her. Was that her red dress, right? But I feel like Jessica, she's very pretty. She's a very beautiful woman, so she's really nice to look at. But
that's I don't want this to sound mean when I say that, because I don't want to discount anyone's beauty. But you can find beauty anywhere. Like, I'm not watching this show for that. Like, give me something entertaining.
Yeah.
So, well, y'all, we've come to the end.
Listen.
So, with that being said, I thank you both for being here. Everybody watching, once again, make sure you like and subscribe. We have Housewives of New York coming up really, really soon. Chase is also hosting the Bell Collective. Make sure you tune in and watch that.
Yeah.
And
Lunch and Lean is
actually on Thursday. He's Chase is hosting our Lunch and Lean, so it's going to be an ongoing thing, right, Cortez?
Yeah, it's gonna be a weekly thing. It's Wednesday today, but if you're watching this, it's actually Thursday. So
Thursday,
right? Literally in just what?
You gonna see the Lunch and Lean before you see it? That's right.
In a few hours.
I don't even know. I gotta get with Chase. Figure out what time is this.
Well, I'm telling y'all to watch next week.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for Lunch and Lean.
Yeah, he got some nice topics to talk about. He got some nice little topics. So yeah, tune in.
I think we got the right person doing it. Chase is a part of this, so
love Chase.
With that being said, thank y'all, and see you next time. Lean out.
All right, y'all. Good day, whatever time it is for you. Goodbye.
Bye.